Hello. Hi. Good to see you. Greetings from Cyprus. We're going to begin shortly while somebody else joins. Basically, the beginning it will be in 6 minutes. So let me share my presentation. I hope you can hear me. If anything goes wrong, please chat here. Please write in here. Ta-da. So today I've got, I've been thinking about my experience and about the experience of other of my colleagues that live everywhere else. So I kind of compiled a small, really a small, hello Halima, a small best practices, should I say that, how to market yourself, how to land a great job as a teacher, and how to enjoy and make some money. Okay, so let me share my presentation. Here we go. It's raining in Cyprus. It's a heavy rain, guys. We are inundated. It's this year has been so rainy, so lots of rains. We're not happy about this anymore. Okay, so let me switch off the sound of my phone so it doesn't ring, and then we'll begin. Okay, that's great. Okay, let's wait for a few more minutes. I'm recording this session again, like the other times, okay? So you can, if you have to go somewhere, and I promise I'm not gonna be long, it's gonna be like maybe 35 minutes, unless we have different interesting topics to discuss and talk about. So even if you have to go somewhere, I understand. After all, that was the time that I've chosen was convenient for me, important person. So it's totally up to you. You can see the recording because I'm going to be sending it to everyone. Okay. Just put it somewhere here. I think it's disturbing everything. Great. Okay. Well, what else should I tell you? I mean, I've just come back, by the way, from travels. I've seen some of my colleagues, some of agents of school camps, summer camps. That's why the idea of this particular webinar was born while I was on the way or on the plane or on the bus, wherever I was for the last 11 days. And because, you know what, as an agent, a university agent, I also have, I can dwell on my experience and see the way things are from a different perspective. Because, well, my first education was English as an English teacher, right? So you learn a lot of methodologies. You think how to motivate your students. You are constantly improving your own skills. You have to meet deadlines. You have to produce good results with your students. But at the same time, you know, there are people who are in the business of running schools, of promoting and marketing schools. So, but I mean, these are different people apart from you, but there are some teachers that combine the business skills and professional skills. So I believe we all have it. So why not to use it? So maybe this webinar is also for those who like to, you know, get a job abroad. So because I have some small experience of living abroad, so I can, again, this is a limitation of my webinar here because I haven't lived everywhere. I haven't seen everything. I've just seen a small part of how it is I could probably speak on behalf of the Eastern Mediterranean part of schools and camps. Yeah, this could be it. And I've got some limited experience of private schools in Europe, in England. But again, so accumulating all this, the idea of the webinar is to share my own experience, probably show you the things from a perspective of an English teacher that lives abroad. Yes, and that's it. So let's begin. So LRN TESOL, right? TESOL stands for Teaching English to Students of Other Languages. So this is something that you study on a professional course, vocational training, like the one that is provided by LRN TESOL, which I am also marketing, and I'm attracting more students, more teachers, and more people who have no experience in teaching yet to join the course online. Pay 580 euros, so that's what I'm going to talk about, and work through your qualification, study the material, read the books, and write the assignments with the help of a tutor, submit them, and gain your qualification. So LRN TESOL and more strategies for landing a cool job abroad. Right, so the contents are, we're going to talk about the essentials of the LRN TESOL qualification, and then we'll talk about marketing yourself as a teacher, as a person, as a professional, which is going to include something about your CV, application letter, experience, and not only, there are going to be other things. And thirdly, the third little chapter will be where to look for employers and how to target, how to aim at great results, great professional experience abroad, whatever you really wish. Okay, so we could think about what are the strategies of finding a great TESOL job abroad. What can be helpful? There are things that can be helpful, like your qualifications, your experience, CV, application letter, and everything else, and also where to look for cool employers. Just a sec, I need to see a chat. 1 minute. Interview. Okay, Halima, we can talk about it. Like, fantastic, great idea. We're going to talk about it later. So let me just tell you what I have, okay, and then we will continue with everything else. So, firstly, essential of the LRN TESOL qualification, which is one of the 3 chapters only. So, as I said before, this is a course that LRN provides online. What's the good thing about it is that it's registered by the Office of Qualifications of Great Britain. That's a licensing awarding body, but that is working under the auspices of the British Parliament and issues licenses to awarding organizations like Cambridge, Pearson, LRN, Sitting Guilds, and all of these organizations. So this qualification by Ofqual is precious for LRN. It shows a high standard of quality of the course that is provided by LRN. And we're talking not only about TESOL and also about and ESOL exams. Well, the guided learning hours, 120. Then total qualification time is 185, which means that the time you're going to spend, approximate time you're going to spend reading, writing assignments, writing your teacher's log and stuff. So you're going to be graded. It's a pass or fail grade on the TESOL, LRN TESOL. As for the assessment methods, well, you will see a variety of that. There will be coursework, handouts with different tasks from your teacher's log. There is going to be practical demonstration which means you will be assessed live as you are teaching in a classroom of a group of students. You define the level, you define the topic, you define the lesson plan. Also, there are going to be 4 assignments based on the 4 initial units. Unit 5 is assessed with an interview and the video recording, which is discussed afterwards with your tutor. So this is the basic information. You can enroll online already now. We've got the learning platform on. You can pay for it, and you have got 6 months to browse through the presentations at your own time, at your own convenient time and location, at your own pace, faster, slower. You've got 6 months for this. The assignments, honestly, they're not very big. If you are like, we're all teachers, right? So if you're used to writing, every assignment is about 1,500 or 2,000 words on 3 small questions that you have to dwell upon and analyze based on the books, using the terminology and so on. But okay, I can explain all this later because I'm also one of the tutors teaching on the course. Right, so that's it. You get your qualification, you've got other things going for you. So this qualification makes you eligible for applying anywhere for a job where TESOL is requested. There's usually summer camps, summer schools, everywhere in the world. All right, so who is it for? TESOL is for not only for people who are already qualified as English teachers, it's also for those who have no prior experience, nothing at all. It's an intensive program, okay, so it enables candidates to gain a recognized teaching qualification to teach adults and children. Okay. So as for the entry requirements, you need to prove of your good English skills, your English proficiency. This is the equivalent of C1 and the CEFR, which means it's the C2 for Cambridge and C2 for LRN TESOL examination. It doesn't matter what you have. If you have 6.5 in IELTS, it's fine. If you've got any other qualification. And by the way, if you don't have any of these papers, but you have a university degree, that you are an English teacher, you've got, you have a document like a degree in English language, it's also acceptable. And please don't hesitate to ask about anything else that you might have and I have mentioned, because we are flexible, and like all the universities in England, they are flexible too. So you just provide your papers, explain what they are, okay, and our experts will assess and give you the result, give you the yes or no, okay. Okay, you also need to have some ICT skills, right, because all the courses are run online. You will have to basically, if you're not a teacher, you're not a practicing teacher, you will have to find a placement at a school. It can be any kind of school, any kind of language courses that basically allows you to be in the classroom in front of the students and work with them, right? So have lessons, so at least 12 hours of teaching practice. If you are a young adult and you haven't taught in the school yet, well, you just, I don't know, you contact your teacher at the school that you know and ask them if you could observe the lessons and participate as an assistant and slowly get to be in charge of the lesson for 12 hours. One of them is going to be, actually, sorry, 2 of them are going to be recorded and sent to your tutors for assessment, okay? Does it? I guess I've covered it all. Let's move on then to more interesting stuff. So the assessment. The assessment, I've got sample assessment for you. It's on the platform, by the way. So you will know approximately what is expected of you. What is it that you need to write about? From Unit 1 and 2 through 4, there are written assignments. They are marked as externally by LRN experts, not by me, not by you, not by anybody else. And the Unit 5 is 2 lessons, observations, and teaching practice portfolio, and an interview with your tutor. Right. In order to successfully achieve this qualification, okay, you need to get a grade of a pass for all the 5. Right, move on. Now, this is a very important slide about the LRN TESOL recognition at the OFQUAL. If you just follow this link, you will see, or you could just go on the website register.ofqual.gov.uk, and you, in the search, you type LRN TESOL, bingo, you will have immediately the other page where this qualification is, with the proof that this qualification is one of the recognized. Okay. Right, now let's talk about how we can market ourselves as teachers, okay? Well, so the truth is that the first in marketing is, of course, your qualifications. So what are the qualifications? It could be TESOL. It can be a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature or Education or Early Years, whatever. It can be Master in Arts, the same, English Literature, Education, Early Years. Also, I've seen in many countries there is a teacher's license. So you provide, basically you study for certain qualifications, you apply to the government, and they issue a teacher's license for you. Also, you could gain an additional translator certificate, which is acquired through the Institute of Linguistics in London. So it's not difficult to study, and you pay some money and you basically become a legit translator that can stamp official documents. You can be involved in government translations and so on. So this is great experience. Okay, a proofreader. What's this? This is from my own experience. Once I was looking for a job in Thessaloniki in Greece, and I've come across an office that is not an English school, but it was the editor's office. So what this company does is they take the English books published by Express Publishing, Macmillan, Oxford, and they they adjust them for different markets. For example, I used to be a proofreader for Macmillan books for the Asian market, and also the translator of the glossary, so for the Russian market. So there are books that are adjusted to different markets. The proofreading, what's a proofreader? You get the PDF of a book and you scan it for possible mistakes, possible mislocations of different words, because it's the Adobe is Adobe Professional page allows you to fix these little minor things, but they're important because some of them are about what the picture shows. Like for the Asian market, you cannot show the beach and boys and girls wearing trunks and swimsuits, so there will be a different kind of attire on the pictures. So this is one for the proofreading. So it ranges from that up to where the words are. So to see if the names are spelled correctly, right? If the words if there are any mistakes made by the people who make the books in Adobe. This is a proofreader. And a glossary. So I was also involved in translating the glossary to the Russian language. At the back of the book, the books have translations for children. So they were books for A1 and A2 level. And that was a very interesting job. So I asked, I looked for that job. I have passed a test on my attention, like skills that I don't know, like whether you're good at noticing details and mistakes. Well, being taught and trained in Russia, yes, you kind of I believe all the teachers that come from the ex-Soviet Union are trained for this. So that was a big test. I passed it, and I got this proofreading job and translator's job for the agency. So editor's office, publishing house. Apply if it's for you to sit in front of the computer for days and correct and see the mistakes in the texts. Apply for publishers houses that deal with publishing English course books, and I'm sure they will put you on a short list, and you will get that job. Okay. And next, what was this? Web content writer. So if you're good at compositions, or like genuinely would like to work online with your computer, maybe you should try the web content writer. That means that, well, look, there are so many sites that are translated into English from Russian, from Greek, and vice versa. So they are constantly looking for people that can write this content for different advertisements, for little notes on social media, for different changes in the website, because the company is changing constantly, which means that the website and the information about it has to change constantly. So there is also, for translators like the website translators, there is a very nice program API. So this program collects all the new things from the website and shifts it to the translator, who translates it in real time and sends it back to the website. And the web content writer is the one who writes about, like, if it's a hotel, I have experience about a hotel. So it wants to attract a lot of German tourists and Russian tourists. So they are constantly writing some ads they're writing for the exhibitions, they're writing for the booklets, they're writing for the online, like they offer new services like weddings, and then there is a kids club opening, and they are looking for somebody to write the text. So it's a short course online, it's called Web Content Writer, okay? And it also will help you polish your English skills greatly. Okay, something else, like your qualifications can be a teacher's trainer qualification. So you study to be a teacher's trainer, to train teachers in different skills, from teaching, preparing to different exams and other things, really. So, and then speaking assessors, something that we are going to do with in LRN. We will need speaking assessors, so it's a totally different, a very interesting topic. We are going to see how the assessment is made, how the assessors write it down, how they conduct the exam. It's very interesting. It also involves psychology and your acting skills, okay? So I believe it's an interesting course. Now, the next one, you could be English study course writer. Yes, imagine this. There is also additional training provided online. So if you believe that you could write, you can add something else to the existing books, like you don't find something, you could always tailor-made. So there are also constructors. There are website constructors for you to make the course, to write the book. So put it together. It's very nice if you have your own course or a part of the course that you provide to the students to make it easier for them. I have students who have very specific learning capacity. So they're against, the parents are against of classical studying, in a classroom or in a group or sitting at a desk. So she would like to see something different. So I have to think, how can I make it work? Okay. Or you can, finally what I have come up with was the Kids Party Animator in English. Can you imagine? That would be great. Like, who doesn't want their kids to study English all the time, even on holidays? There are so many tourists that come to the Mediterranean, and they have this great idea that their kids want to continue studying English while on holiday. So while the parents are lazing around, drinking their pina colada on the beach, the kid is sweating in an air-conditioned room with the teacher inside. Well, for 2 hours, I guess it's okay. You can stand it. But it's true. You could be a kids party animator at a hotel or in a complex with people that you know or you don't know. It's a company. So approach companies. If you have a small program, if it's something that you like, if you have a program and you developed it, so approach hotels and offer them. So, look, guys, I've got this, and these are its benefits. This is what I want to be paid, and I want first-class accommodation, the presidential suite, and full board, okay, or better, all-inclusive. So you approach the businesses and make them think about it, okay? Now, about your teaching experience, it's not only about duration, but it's more like about the quality and the variety. The fact that some of you have worked with different groups, demographical groups, cultural groups, age groups, the profile of your students is diverse. This is so nice. This proves that you can be flexible, you can always adjust, and you know what to expect. You know what to expect from teenagers, from young learners, from adults, and from very, very, very busy business people, right? And you fit in their environment, so they accept you as one of their own, which makes your teaching goals easier to reach, basically. Okay. Next, volunteer labor. Get involved in different volunteer programs. There are so many places that an English teacher is nowhere to be found, and the people and children are in dire need of English language skills. I've got in contact with this, again, my experience only. I've got in contact with a school in Nairobi in Tanzania, and they are looking for they've got the Doctors Without Borders are helping this community to build a hospital and a school. So they need doctors and teachers. So they've been asking me to go there and teach English to Nairobian children, which are very smart and clean and are so cute. And one day I will go. So there are other things like online courses. You could always write that in your CV that you have offered lessons for free with people from diverse backgrounds, from far away, online and offline. So for you, it's fun experience, it's practice, and you never know where it's gonna get you. Okay, another one, get experienced in various exam preparations. So if you know what IELTS needs, what are the goals and aims, and how to prepare for LRN exam, right? And many other exams, this is great. That shows that you're also like this, setting goals, getting your students to reach them, celebrating with them that their English is improving and they're progressing. And it's going to build their character and help them in their career, because English language is definitely a very good asset in the modern world. All right, now, I've also mentioned here the CV. So point number 3 is your CV. Yes, okay, again, my limited experience is I've seen the Europass CV as the best and quite popular in the Eastern Mediterranean. It's a form that you download online, you fill it in. It's basically, it doesn't have to be Europass. The fact is that the Europass CV makes it standardized. So your HR manager that you're applying to, you're sending your CV to, is so tired looking at those CVs, and sometimes the CVs are so confusing. He or she doesn't know where to find, where's your experience, where's your education, where are the additional qualifications, where is the personal details, what about language skills? It's sometimes we all think in a different way. So a structure of the Europass CV follows all the standards, and for the HR manager, it's like the feast for the eyes, because they're so happy to see that, okay, yes, they can see it with the eyes closed. Okay, the first is going to be the personal details. The second is going to be the qualifications, and the qualifications are going to begin with the last and latest qualification, and not the vice versa. Okay, stuff like this. And then also the experience, again, that we will see the years when the person has worked in this particular place. We will see his duties, we will see his job title, we will see all these details in a good, nice order. So definitely if I were the HR manager, I would look at the Europass CVs first, okay, and maybe never get to the other CVs, okay, that are sent to me. So another thing is the application letter. So while you're sending your CV, don't forget to write your short but informative application letter. Well, as I write here, it shouldn't be cheesy. What I mean cheesy, like show off and say how good you are, really. And they're going to be so lucky to have it. Like, yes, I'm so cool. Okay, don't be a dreamer. Like, don't offer the stars from the sky. Like, if you hire me, we're going to be company number 1. Stuff like this. Okay. So basically, the application letter is very good too for you to analyze your goals. So while we are just, I'm addressing now the younger generation, like when they just graduate, everything is so big around, like, where do I start? How do I get a job? What do I want? So the first thing everybody needs to do is to figure out what they want. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to be a super duper professor at a university and teach students, also super motivated? Go for it. If you want to teach young learners, or you want to travel the world and you want to do volunteer labor, now. So you set these goals, you structure your projections in your perspective in your career, and you go for it, okay? Like, you never know where you're gonna end up just by setting this particular direction for your career, but it's always excitement. And I believe setting your goals and sharing your actual goals in the application letter is kind of cool, and because this way the manager knows where their school, their organization is heading. So if they see that the organizational mission and the culture, the organizational culture fits, you basically fit into their organizational culture, this is fantastic. So your CV is going to be viewed through different lenses after this. Okay. Another thing that I haven't done properly so far is working hard on your pronunciation. Right. I'm not a native speaker, and probably you neither, but there are ways to improve. It doesn't have to be BBC English necessarily. England and the UK have got so many different pronunciations, and everywhere else in the world, the English language is owned, is spoken. Wait, let me see. Is spoken by. There are currently 700. Sorry, it's just under 1 million of students of English all over the world. People who speak English, basically. Sorry, not learners. People who speak. So English language belongs outside the UK. So there are many accents and dialects, and but to improve your pronunciation is also must be one of the goals, because okay, I'm going to talk about the potential employers. Yeah, they are asking for a native speaker, but then what does it mean? What does it mean? There are so many people who are not English, they're Anglo-Saxons, and they were born in England and moved out, and they haven't got the British accent. And there are so many other options. People who you would never guess that are basically hold a British passport, but they are. And then what about their accent? So many times this is a little bit superficial requirement on the job advertisement. So I suggest you challenge this. You please do challenge this and work on your pronunciation. It's manageable. Sorry, I gotta read the chats first. We begin usually with a couple letters. Yes. Okay. Thank you again, Halima, for your comments, for your continuous support. Thank you. Yes, of course. So where was I? The pronunciation. So there are so many ways to do this, so many things you can do. So please do it, because the native speakers have got their own big disadvantages. One of them, and the most important, is they have never studied English the way the non-native speakers did. So they cannot relate in any way to the English learners, but we can. And we can share our methods, the way it was for us, how hard it was for us. And we can explain, because we were taught English as a foreign language, and we learned the methods while we were taught ourselves. So that's a very easy job. While I'm a trainer for students, I've got Americans coming for our test for our TESOL course, and I have to explain to American young adults what present continuous and what present simple are. And they never, they look like in total astonishment. What the hell I'm talking about? So we've got our advantages, and please don't disregard them. It's very, very important. And just work on your pronunciation. Also, what you need to do is to differentiate. You need to differentiate. If you have other skills, you have passion for kite surfing, you have passion for different crafts, for wall paintings, for other things that you could offer as alongside with your English teaching, this is great, because your employers are going to see, oh yeah, this is going to be a great thing for our camp. It looks beautiful it's going to look beautiful in our gallery. So why not hire this person? You see? So if you have a passion, or you are really good at something else, use it for employment. Okay, let's move on. And the last chapter is about where to look for employers. So the potential employers, of course, these are summer camps and summer schools. However, there are also private schools that hold summer camps, and believe me, they don't advertise them online. So you will never find, that's important, that they don't advertise them so much as a summer camp, because their marketing is diverse. The main income comes from boarders, the students that come to live and study at school, and from locals. So it's they're not advertising it. Like the one that I have met during my last trip, I've just come back from a trip. So there is this Saint Charles Lycée in Switzerland, which is a French part of Switzerland. Let me show you the way it looks. Okay, so sorry, I will stop sharing and share with you the website. Just a second. Yes. Let me just share that. No, it's not it. Sorry. Just a minute. I'm on the website. Safari. Where is my Safari? Yes, please. So let's see this school. So this is college, lycée, what they call it, Saint Charles. So look at this beautiful thing, right? And as an agent, I visited the school and saw the premises, and I've seen the personnel, the teachers, the programs. It's absolutely amazing. And guess what? That school runs a summer program for English and French language. They're located in this beautiful place, absolutely amazing, tranquil, Central European countryside, and the summer course. So yes, I was told by the director that they have only native speakers, but then I've seen other things again. I was also about the native speakers and about the way they say only native speakers, which is not true. So search for private schools, like secondary schools, primary schools in Europe, wherever you want, and apply, send applications as an English teacher there. Mm-hmm. It does work. It does work. How can you do this? Let me show you something else. PowerPoint. Yes. So how can you do this? Wait, I have some more potential employers, and then we're going to move about talk about the last part about some ideas. So, okay, the website that I've mentioned before is called walkaway.info, and other websites like multilingualvacancies.com, which basically offer jobs for people with many languages and language skills. Also, another idea is apply for cruise ships. They have a demand, they have a need for English language teachers, believe me. Stuck on the boat, again, with children, many clients, many customers of boats would consider having their kid or kids organized and away from them, and from the not disturbing, not obstructing them from a beautiful sunbathing experience on the deck and enjoying the cocktails and stuff. So believe me, this is possible. Say that you have a course that you have organized, you have got your own short course, or better 2 or 3 different courses for different age groups and stuff, and you're on the boat in 1, 2, 3. Okay. Also, August work. This is something that I've noticed as a big trend in Mediterranean countries. Again, August is a dead month for business, because all the schools, nobody works in August. Everybody has a holiday in Italy, in Spain, in Cyprus, in Greece. The big cities are deserted. You can hear a fly, so nothing. But believe me, like resorts, there are many people who really want to continue studying. So organize, get offer that you can work in August as well. Okay, no matter what. So your potential employers could consider you, and because nobody else will want to work in August. Ta-da! You're going to work. Next, and the last. Okay, some ideas. Now, use your marketing power to make groups and lobby the schools or camps. You cannot imagine what kind of power you have as an English teacher. You've got groups of students that listen, and parents that listen and do whatever you want blindly on trust. So it's up to you to research a good camp, a good school and a summer camp, and write to the school saying, I've got 20 students from my area that like to come and study English, and you know what, I'm also an English teacher and I'd like to teach and get paid for this. It doesn't matter whether I teach my kids or other kids at the school. So if they say, if you're very polite and nice and you offer your qualifications and you offer your application, everything there is, and you make them think, and yeah, surely not everybody will agree, but there will be others that will, because they will want to get the revenue from 20 students or 15 students that you will bring to their business. In the summer, the businesses are struggling, so they are fighting for every customer. So this is the way you as a teacher can lobby, can push a little bit. Okay, the next one. Be bold and ask for commission. If you are organizing a group of 20, do you know how much the school is going to be paid? Yes, a lot of money. So you can ask for a commission for that. Another one, you can request an assistance position, like imagine this beautiful school in the Swiss landscape. So, okay, you might not be eligible for a teacher's position, but you can be an assistant, because it's a practice in Europe to have two teachers in the classrooms. The one is an assistant, who is, by the way, a highly qualified teacher. It's just a teacher with little practice, or he's just beginning in the school. Okay, now the next one, you have to use your social media. You become an expert in the field and get your group that of followers that listen to you. You blog about different things that your people find interesting, learn what they like, okay, and do it in English. So, ta-da! The next one. Okay, as I said, you travel with your students. You organize your students to do different activities as well, like rock climbing or diving. You offer courses like this with English language. So there is a camp in Sicily, beautiful, on the beach. You get English lessons and you practice kite surfing, or you go swimming. It's up to you. You live in fantastic apartments near the beach. So everything is absolutely great. The next thing is you become the person to contact for your clients and students. What do I mean here? Many times your students, many times who are adult, but also teenagers and children, they ask, because you become friends and you spend a lot of time together. They trust you, so they can ask you things that are not connected with your practice, with your teaching experience, but it's more connected with you as a person. So we need to socialize basically with our students. You need to socialize, to spend time, to offer that value, the extra value over your fantastic, immaculate English language methods and skills and your language, okay? You offer this little extra, and believe me, they're yours forever. Okay, so these are the things. Thank you very much. These are my contacts, by the way. If you want to apply for the TESOL course online, please don't hesitate. We are currently recruiting students for a very competitive price of €580 only. If you check online, the regular price is £1,600. That's what I've seen. So if you are looking for a job abroad, and you can always contact me as well, like I can share with you my experience, anything else. So let me go back to, I will stop sharing, or maybe I keep the sharing, sorry. And let's see the chat. So Halima, Deutsche Schulen, it needed a well-prepared presentation like your own, good experience, good. Okay, all right, let me see my participants. I'm going to stop sharing and I'd like to see my participants. So anybody who wants to speak, please go ahead, okay? Madina, I believe you are new in our chat. And Ina, welcome back. Ayagos, I hope I pronounced correctly your name. Thank you for watching. Would you like to share, would you like to ask some questions? You can write them in our chat over here where you see the chat, I believe on your right. So you're welcome to speak. Let's talk about it a little bit, yeah?
Hello.
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 It was a good presentation.
Let me just put it a bit louder.
A good presentation.
What do you think? What do you think? Can I get some comments? Can I get some comments? What do you think about my ideas? Like, tell me, Svetlana, you're totally crazy. You know.
No, Svetlana, it's what I really personalized it. So got knowledge because I see your milestones of your professional career. All things you have, all things that felt by yourself. Only I teach human resources labor market. We begin with cover letter. Of course, in our case, we have not many jobs, not many vacancies. In your case, you have many jobs. Therefore, you begin with application letter. Better.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I mean. Application letter or cover letter. Yes, it's
cover letter is the answer to announcement about job. What do you know about your vacancy, about opening? Prepare this 5 paragraph. The use of information, there's a great paragraph. What your competencies, and I hope to be invited to interview like Britons like.
Very good. Yes, lovely.
But if you think that you can find really non-native speakers speaking like you,
thank you so much.
What can you make at our Telegram for
I'm going to get connected. If you send me the invitation, absolutely.
Now I will post in my group because it's called job oriented.
Maybe somebody else would like to join. Madina or Ina would like to join the group as well. So
yeah. There are from Kazakhstan. In my group, only Uzbekistan people from university.
I see.
I will. Thank you very much for you.
Thank you, everyone.
You're wonderful.
Thank you. Bye. Yes.
I see you as a teacher. I see you as a trainer. I see you as a coach. And I see an online craft lady making all things by yourself. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, you made my day. I feel so energetic.
I know how people do this type of things. I know. It's good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. 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 Bye.